everybody to know that we have such a great and wonderful administrator with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
And one more thing I'd like to tell you is Mr. Naveen Verma, her husband, was the one who interacted with my mother first and said, "You have a great story to tell." And he really encouraged her and inspired her. And they both got together and put the blueprint together. But he's not here with us today, but still.
I'm representing him also.
Yes. So I would like to say 3 cheers for the Verma family.
I'm really delighted to be here today, and it's such a wonderful event, and we all feel as if we have become part of the history, you know, and you have made the whole event and the story totally immortal, you know. So it's a great event.
Welcome, welcome, welcome once again.
Now let's see who else is. I think the rain is stopping a few people, but they'll be here soon.
Godfrey, welcome.
Welcome, Your Excellency.
Excellency, welcome. We're going to ask you to say a few words before we seat you.
Well, what am I supposed to say? Well, I'm glad to be here. And I just didn't need even to contemplate coming here. It was quite obvious. Yanis is a very good friend of mine. The Honorary Consul, Dr. Yanis Darbari, is a very good friend of mine. And of course, as a crossover from colonial servitude to an independent Zimbabwe, I can identify with the history of India and of course of your family, and in particular your dear father, a hero and a champion of freedom. I thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
It's a pleasure. His Excellency, we take an honor and we will be inviting you on the stage to say a few words later on. As it is live streaming, this is at a welcome.
Well, do I have an option?
No, you don't.
Please come.
Okay. This is our chief guest.
Baat karo.
Indresh Kumarji. It's a pleasure
Welcome
to be here
to
with
our
you, sir.
guest. Your name?
My name is Mateja Vripoš, Ambassador of Slovenia.
The Ambassador of Slovenia. I have been to Slovenia, you know that. I lived in Yugoslavia for many, many years. So welcome, and please please sit down, and we'll be starting the program soon. Thank you.
What a way to welcome.
Words for us. I give you an introduction, please, because a lot of people want to know.
Thank you. My name is KP Fabian. My last posting as ambassador to Italy, that was a long time ago, in the last millennium. But I came out early this millennium. And I was so glad to hear about the book. And I have also brought for the author to give a book of mine.
Oh, that's very nice.
If I may.
Yeah, sure. Janice?
Fine, sir. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. I'll give it to her. So,
Yes, to celebrate a hero. India and Zimbabwe have excellent relations, dating back to our days when we were struggling for independence. And we know that it required assistance and solidarity from friends like India. And I know that we have our forebears, his father, who fought for freedom, from which we culled ideas and also became a free nation. It's a pleasure to be here. Many thanks, sir.
Let me add one thing, Godfrey.
One moment, sir. Repeat that, please.
Ajmer Bahut Kush Hoon.
आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत.
Our styles on that basis.
We all know you're an excellent photographer. In fact, a few days ago, Meenakshi Lekhi, our cultural minister, she inaugurated your photo exhibition. And I saw that you have taken photographs of trees all over India. And please tell me, what inspired you?
You know, some of our colleagues here in Delhi, once we were passing through streets in Delhi, and where I think 3 diplomats in car, and one of them mentioned that, told us that here in Delhi you can find a lot of trees that and this is one of the advantages of this city and Indians who are caring about trees, you know. Trees are, connection between trees and people is also very long and very essential, you know. There is no guru who didn't spend some time beneath tree. So this is something that human wisdom is in connection with trees, and if I may say, wisdom that trees are having.
And you also went to the Kumbh Mela, and you have taken beautiful photographs of the Kumbh Mela. Please tell us your experience.
Yeah, it happened when I just arrived to India in end of 2018, and the Kumbh Mela was coming in the beginning of 19. So once I realized that it is going to be big Kumbh Mela, I found that there is no any other opportunity to attend this huge gathering and take photos. So if I miss that opportunity, I surely couldn't have any other. So I went there, and fortunately I had lucky enough to take good photos for one exhibition. And it was here in Delhi, in Noida, and in Kolkata.
I know, Excellency, I myself have seen some of those photographs, and they are absolutely extraordinary. The aerial views which you have taken of the Kumbh Mela are indeed, I think everybody should go down and have a look at your exhibitions. And now, what do you plan to do?
What I'm planning to do here?
Not here, Excellency. I think in the future with your photography world.
I think if I'm lucky enough, I would have another exhibition in the end of the year. So 3 exhibitions for one tenure, it will be too much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Excellency. Thank you. May I introduce you to our chief guest?
आपको भी introduce करते हैं.
I'll just introduce you.
People are stuck in the rain. They're ringing me up.
He is His Excellency, the Ambassador of Bosnia-Herzegovina.
By the way,
great revolutionary program, the revolution of Ballia, and you are giving an honor to all the sacrifices.
Welcome,
Best
Nalini.
and the struggle which fought by the Indians. All the best.
where the sacrifice was a guidance for other people and us too. Thank you.
For all.
May I ask you to sit this side? Sandeep? अपने पास बैठा. And now we have with us a very beautiful lady, Nalini Singh. You're looking.
Here, introduce yourself.
One more.
Oh, well.
Nalini is.
She is one of the shakers in society, right? Let me introduce you to, India Sheikh. Yeah.
हमारा नेपाल चैनल चल रहा है या चले?
Slow Pradhan. Hi, how are you? Let me just take you forward. You're left. How can great Macedonia be left? Let me introduce him. Yeah. He's a great friend of Macedonia, His Excellency.
Macedonia, second term in India, so I know India well. Please.
How are you?
When we do the releasing, you'll be doing it.
India is like second home to me. Unfortunately, I don't speak Hindi, but I do. Oh, yes. Respectful, yeah. Definitely. Have you been to that part of Europe? Balkan? No. Please welcome, visit us sometime. Please welcome to visit us.
Then anybody meets of
Namaskar,
that,
welcome. Janice, we have
Thank you.
Mr. Singh from Ballia.
We are honored to have with us the Member of Parliament. He is from Ballia. He represents the constituency of Ballia. वीरेंद्र जी कुछ दो शब्द बोलिए.
मैं बलिया से लोकसभा सांसद हूं. देश 1947 में आज़ाद हुआ था, लेकिन बलिया 1942 में ही आज़ाद हो गया था. और उस समय के डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट निगम साहब होते थे. आप लोगों ने जो निगम साहब के स्मृति में पुस्तक लिखी है, मुझे गर्व है कि मेरी जन्मभूमि बलिया है और वहाँ का मैं लोकसभा का सांसद हूँ. और 1942
अब बाकी कहानी स्टेज पे.
मुझे इस बात का भी गर्व है कि मैं भाई इंद्रेश जी जैसे मार्गदर्शक के मार्गदर्शन में कार्यकर्ता की तरह काम किया.
What a beautiful thought, Indresh ji. India is very grateful to you. And we are very honored to have him as our chief guest. सुभाष, आप चुपचाप नहीं बैठ सकते, आप इधर आइए. मास्क उतारिए. Mr. Subhash Goyal is very well known in the international field of tourism. We knew him as a young student leader, and he was there with my brothers in the Delhi University, always raising a cause. And now he has very, very vibrantly raised the cause for tourism, and we hope with his presence here, we will now take Ballia onto the tourism map, and I'm going to catch you on that. Would you like to say a few words?
I think it is a great honor to be part of this, book launch, because I know the Darbari family. I knew your father, your mother, and everyone. And I knew your brother when I was president of Delhi University Students' Union. So I've written a book on poverty eradication and economic development through tourism. And I feel that Ballia, historically, is the first place where the freedom movement of India was launched. And somehow, it has not got the importance which Ballia needs. And I think the entire freedom movement started from Ballia. And Ballia should be mentioned in all our history books. And I'm sure that your book would be a reference, and people, all historians, will look at it not only in India, but all over the world. And I can assure you that I will sit with you one-to-one, and maybe आप वहाँ के जो member of parliament हैं उनके साथ, कि क्या क्या चीज़ें हम मार्केट कर सकते हैं बलिया के बारे में. एक तो जो फ्रीडम मूवमेंट स्टार्ट हुई, दैट इटसेल्फ इज़ अ बिग थिंग, बट उसके अलावा और क्या क्या चीज़ें वहाँ पर हो सकती हैं. एंड वी कैन हैव अ स्मॉल कमेटी विद द मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट एंड आवर फॉर्मर secretary is there for tourism, one of the most dynamic secretaries we've had. So let us all get together and
Some of our diplomats.
yes, why not?
Ambassadors were all here.
Why? The European Union ambassador is here and so many other ambassadors are here. So I think let us start a new revolution and make, Ballia as the starting point for the Indian freedom movement. So India got freedom in 1942.
Yeah.
And and 47 it was only handing over.
Yes.
It was
exactly.
not a fight for freedom. Whereas in Ballia was the real revolution and the real fight for freedom.
And as you say, here we have Aditi, she's been the DM.
Yes.
Oh my God, what a young, beautiful DM. So we would like you to say something about Ballia.
Please.
Because all of us, the ambassadors here, and I'm from the tourism industry, and we have the former Secretary of Tourism, Government of India. And how can we make Ballia not only a starting point for, the Indian history, the freedom movement, but also how can we market it purely from the tourism point of view?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I didn't expect to enter the hall and immediately be put on the spot. Your Excellencies, all esteemed guests and dignitaries present here. First of all, I'd like to thank Ms. Darbari for inviting me to this wonderful program. I got to know her because I was posted as District Magistrate Ballia last year from January of 2020 till January of this year. And because of her, I also got to learn about the history of my district much more, because I was officiating there in that post where her ancestors have been, and they have contributed so greatly to the rich history of that district. As you would have already been informed, that this district had declared independence in 1942 on the 8th of August. That's when the Quit India movement call was given by Gandhiji. And Ballia continues to be a very remotely located area of Uttar Pradesh. It is economically not so developed as yet right now because of a lot of geographical, topographical, and locational disadvantages. As far as the accessibility goes, it is still a challenge, although the government has made new roads there, so things are going to improve in the coming years. However, geographically, there are 5 rivers that go through that district, and it is very flood prone, and that obviously creates a lot of economic hardships for the people. So whatever we can do, as we are doing through this, more awareness, more investment efforts, more people coming in to invest, because there's a lot of people from Ballia who have gone across the world and are doing wonderfully well. So it's nice to go back to the roots and give back to the motherland and not just the home district. And it's a privilege to be here. As far as tourism goes, because Ballia is close to Shravasti, Gaya, all these areas which are very important from the Buddhist circuit point of view. So this could be a major meeting point for people traveling from UP towards Bihar or from Bihar towards UP who are covering those destinations. And there's so much more. I do not want to take too much time and disturb the schedule of today's program. I hope I was a little informative as you wanted me to be. And if there's anything else, I'll be happy to answer any queries informally.
5 rivers is a big opportunity for tourism.
Yes.
So I won't
And
call
Government
them,
of India is
yeah.
developing the
I
waterways
think
there
let's
from
look-
Banaras to
yes.
Ballia to Patna. So that
Yes.
will also herald better
I
times,
think, yeah.
more economic
We can
development.
start river cruises.
Absolutely, it's on the cards.
It's on the cards. And may I say one thing? Aditi is one person, she is a doer. As she's amazing. When I just rung her up, in a few moments she said, you will have the photographs of the magistrate's office, the collectorate, where everything took place, and she took it by the drone. And I got lovely aerial photographs, and it's all in the book. So we have her live here. Thank you. Thank you.
You're very
Aditi.
kind. And you forgot to mention that you're my senior from college.
Oh, yes.
That is a much more important connect, Lady Shriram. Thank you so much.
Shriram always shows up talent. Let me introduce you to our chief guest. She's Aditi. She's a very dynamic person. She's now posted in
On which post you were? SC/ST. हमारी रीतु महेश्वरी भी उधर ही कही है. ऐसे. Okay, all the best.
She's one of the dynamic young women. She runs the family.
अच्छा. All the best and all the blessing.
Lucky she was there.
वो भी जानते हैं. All the best. Okay.
Thank you. Okay. I think now who's going to dim the lights at the back? वो lights dim करा दीजिए. Did you introduce a Slovenian ambassador to? No, I didn't. Ambassador, I think I must also introduce you to our chief guest. You're her husband. आप आइए, please. It's not okay. It doesn't. Come. I want everybody to know it's a very limited gathering and everybody has a very important role to play. Let me introduce you to our Member of Parliament, Her Excellency the Ambassador of Slovenia.
Parliament member.
And my husband.
Please say a few words. And asking each Excellency to speak a few words. Silesh ji.
I'm going to start. Somebody asks us to wait.
ओम मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वज मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्ष मंगलाय तनोहरि ओम सिंदूरारुण विग्रहां तिनणम मणिकमौलि अस्फुर तारणायक शेखराम अश्मित मुखीन मापीन बक्षोरुहां पाणिभ्यां मलिपुरत्जस्कं रक्तोत्पलं विवृतिं सौम्यार्तगढ़शरणां ध्यात प्राम्बिकां अरुणां करुणां तरंगिताक्षे धृत पाशांकुश पुष्पण चापां अणिमादिभ्रावृतां मयूखरमत विभाव भवानीं ध्यायेत् पद्मासनस्तां वीक्षित बदनां पदं पत्रायताक्षीं हेमाम्भां पीतवस्त्रां करकलितलसित भुवाम्बराङ्गीं सर्वालङ्कारयुक्तां सतताम् अभयदां भक्तनम्रां भवानीं श्रीविद्यां शान्तिमूर्ति सकलशोणुतां सर्वसम्प्रदात्रीं सुकुङ्कुमबिल्पेन मलिकचुम्बकस्तुर्कां समन्देशतीक्ष्णां ससर्चापाशाङ्कुशाम् आशीषजनमोहिनी मारुणमालभूषाम्बरां जपा कुसुम्बासुरां जप विध्वस्वरंदिकां ओम लम पृथ्वत्वात्मिका ललिता दिव्यगंधं परिकल्पयामि हम आकाशदेवतां ललिता दिव्यं पुष्पं समर्पयामि ओम सिंदूरारुण विग्रहां त्रिणं मणिकमौलि अस्फुर तारणायक शिखरां अश्मित मुखीनमापीन वक्षोरुहां पाणिभ्यां मलपौरत्जस्कं रक्तोत्पलं विवृतिं सौम्यार्तगढ़श्चणां ध्यात प्राम्बिकां अरुणां करुणां तरंगिताक्षपाशाङ्कुशपुष्पाणि चापां अणिमादिभ्रावतां मयूखरमत विभाव भवानीं या श्री स्वम सुकृतनां भवनेषु लक्ष्मी पापात्मनां कृतधियां हृदय सुबुद्धि श्रद्धाशतां कुलजन प्रवश्य लज्जा नतां त्वम् अश्मा परिपालदेव विश्वं देवी प्रपन्नाति हरे प्रसीद प्रसीद मातर जगतोखिलस्य प्रसिद्ध विश्वेश्वरी पाहि विश्वं त्वमेश्वरी देवी चराचरस्य भारत भूमि यह देवभूमि है, यह सनातन की भूमि है। इस धरा पर कोई भी कार्य की शुभता की शुभारंभ वैदिक मंत्र से, शंखनाद से और मंत्रों के आशीर्वाद से शुभारंभ होता है। आज इस कार्यक्रम की वैदिक शुरुआत मंत्रोच्चार के द्वारा मैं आचार्य शैलेश तिवारी वैदिक तांत्रिक अब शंखनाद के द्वारा इस कार्यक्रम का व्यवहारिक रूप से शुरुआत किया जाता है।
Shailesh ji, you have a very special ये वाला ना? इसको भी बजाओ ना। Shailesh ji will now put a tilak on our chief guest. Indresh ji, may I request you to please come here, please. A big round of applause, everybody, for Mr. Shailesh ji.
सकल शुरूताम सर्व संप्रदात्रिम सुकुंकुन बिल्पेन बलिचमुखस्तुरकाम संबंधित दक्षिणम ससर चपाशांकुशाम आशेषन मोहिनी मारुणमाल भूषाम्बराम जपा कुसुम्भासुराम जप विधो अश्वरंदिकाम। इंद्रेश जी को माँ भगवती त्रिपुर सुंदरी राजराजेश्वरी दीर्घायु रखे, स्वस्थ रखे, आरोग्य युक्त रखे और इसी तरह ऊर्जावान रखे, ताकि भारत की सनातन संस्कृति की रक्षा और सेवा पूरी दुनिया में करें। आज बहुत प्रसन्नता होती है जब इंद्रेश जी नेपाल जाते हैं, वहाँ पशुपतिनाथ जी का रुद्राभिषेक करते हैं और एक 18 वर्ष का जिस तरह युवा की शक्ति होती है, उस तरह पूरे दुनिया में सनातन का परचम लहराते हुए जय घोष करते हैं। यह बहुत आनंदित चीज़ है। मैं माँ त्रिपुर सुंदरी राजराजेश्वरी से प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि आदरणीय इंद्रेश जी को इसी तरह ऊर्जावान, आभावान और मन में एक शक्ति सनातन की भरे, ताकि दुनिया में सनातन की झंडा को बुलंद करे। इंद्रेश जी व्यक्तिगत रूप से एक ऐसे पवित्र आत्मा है, इनके मन के अंदर हमेशा देश की भक्ति और अखंड भारत का मन में सपना है। मैं माँ त्रिपुर सुंदरी से यह प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि इनका जो मन में एक आशा है कि अखंड भारत मतलब पाकिस्तान, बांग्लादेश भारत में मिल करके अखंड भारत बने, पीओके भारत में बने, इनके आयु रहते यह हो, यही कामना। ओम शांति 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 शांति।
जय भारत। Come on everybody. जय भारत।
आचार्य शैलेश तिवारी जी, हमारे माननीय बलिया के एमपी वीरेंद्र सिंह जी। He has been 5 terms MP, am I right? इसको खोल दो।
पापात्मनं कृतधियां हृदय बुद्धि श्रद्धा शतां कुलजन प्रभुवश्य लज्जा त्वं ताम् अस्मः परिपालयतु विश्वं। मंगलम भगवान विष्णु, मंगलम गरुड़ध्वज, मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षः, मंगलाय तनोहरि। ओम कर्पूरगौरम करुणावतारम संसार सारम भुजगेन्द्रहारम सदा वसंतम हृदयारविंदे भवम भवानी सहितम नमामि। पापोहम पाप कर्माहम पापात्मः पाप संभवा त्राहिमम पार्वतीनाथ सर्व पापो हरो मम। वीरेंद्र सिंह मस्त जी, अब आप बलिया के लिए कुछ बेहतर करें। पूरी दुनिया में बलिया का एक नया प्रादुर्भाव के रूप में हुआ है 1942 की, जिस प्रकार जगदीश्वर निगम जी ने देशभक्ति की बिगुल फूकी थी, उस बिगुल को आप आगे बढ़ाते हुए बलिया को पूरे दुनिया में एक नया पहचान दे, यही कामना। जय
जय भारत। Come on everybody, जय भारत। चलो जोश है, हम लोग आजादी मना रहे
भारत
हैं।
माता की, भारत माता की, वंदे वंदे, भारत माता की जय।
ऐसा है कि पूरा संसार यहाँ आया हुआ है, मैं जय भारत कहूँगा, आप जय जगत कहिए।
Yes, yeah,
जय भारत।
जय जगत।
Madan, you called Mother Earth and the country.
This is for all the
जय
countries.
भारत, इसलिए all are in this slogan.
For the whole world.
For the world. जय भारत,
जय जगत।
जय भारत।
जय जगत।
तो salute to everybody and welcome to everybody and respect for everybody.
We now start our program with, come on. Mr. Marwa, I would like you to welcome everybody officially.
Good morning, everyone. What a pleasure to be here this morning, this Sunday rainy morning, with all of you in this beautiful, well-designed event. The rains have added a lot of energy, and I must say, it has made the whole event more auspicious for this wonderful occasion. Let me start with two lines. कि सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा, हम बुलबुले हैं इसकी, ये गुलसितां हमारा. Well, these two lines, they speak enough about our love, passion, our enthusiasm, our deep interest for the nation all the time. And trust me, I'm so happy, I'm so charged with new energy today on this beautiful day when we all are celebrating the 75th year of our independence, especially, I must say, the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the wonderful name which has been given by our Honorable Prime Minister for this whole year, actually. And this is the time when we are thinking, not only thinking, but are extending our gratitude, our thanks to each and everyone who has added to the glow of this nation. This is the only country where people have actually not only considered the earth as Mother Earth, but also our own country as Bharat Mata. I think we are the only one who believes that the country is like a Bharat Mata. And I'm so happy that in this series, our dearest two charming, smart ladies, Raj Darbari and Janice Darbari, also decided to pay their gratitude by actually releasing this wonderful book today, The Administrator. Well, my dear friends, the fact is that books are the best companion. This is what I have always believed. And once written, then it becomes history. That book becomes a history. And I have always believed that if a house doesn't have a book, then that house is something like a dead body without soul. And I'm so happy that these two dynamic ladies decided to unfold some of the most remarkable stories. I cannot forget that day when respected Sheila Darbari was there at my office, and she started narrating some of the wonderful stories pre-independence. When I heard all those stories, I couldn't resist, and I requested Janice Darbari to, why don't you put and write all these stories and make a book? And very sarcastically, she said, this is what I'm doing. And I noticed her reaction that I am too late to suggest her that time. By that time, actually, they had already started writing the book. Both the sisters have done a commendable job. And I'm very happy today, the day has come when this all efforts, all those stories which been actually lying in a store of respected Sheila Darbari, they have been unfolded and they are right here on the paper, creating today the history and unfolding some very important part of Indian history today. And I'm so thankful that we have with us no other than the great Indian leader, our respected Indreshji, and also the Member Parliament of Ballia right here with us. Let's give a big hand to both the leaders in a big way. Well, I will not take much time because enough time has been invested earlier, but I can only say that yes, Raj Darbari and Janice Darbari has done a commendable job, and trust me, this book is going to give you something very unique out of the history. And this is one book which is going to give you that how Indian flag has got 5 colors. Now you'll be surprised, 5 colors. This is we always been talking about tricolors. Yes, we have saffron, we have white, we have green, but just get into the flag, observe it, you will find the Ashoka Chakra is blue. But then where is the 5th color? You have to be a little more observant. You have to be a little more sharper in your vision, my dear friends. Please look deep into this Indian flag and you will find this red color, the spots of that blood which has been shed by all our great leaders in actually achieving and getting this beautiful country a wonderful independence. That red color, please look into the flag, and that red color you're going to see after reading this book. Thank you very much for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, Sandeep. Okay.
Sorry, I would love to finish with 2 lines. कि जिस ओर चले हम मस्ती में, झुक जाए उधर अंबर भूतल, आजाद वतन के वाशिंदे, हर गीत हमारा है बादल, विविध प्रांत है अपनी अपनी भाषा के अभिमानी हम, लेकिन सबसे पहले दुनिया वालों हिंदुस्तानी हम. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Very beautifully said. It unites India and it unites the world. My dear friends, Indreshji, Manya Indreshji, Member of Parliament, and from our galaxy of ambassadors, I would like all of you to please kindly join us in lighting the lamp. Excellencies, please kindly join us in lighting the lamp. Where are you doing it? Come here. Come. Aye. Please, please, come. This is truly Vasudev Kutumbakam. Where is the... Can we... candle here, Bubbly, where's the candle? Candles here, yeah. Yeah, sorry. ज्योति से ज्योत जलाते चलो,
बहाते चलो, ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चलो और प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो.
तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृत सदगमय. मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वज मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षः मंगलाय तनोहरि. ओम हिरण्यवर्णाम हरिणीं स्वन्दरस्रजां चंद्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मी जात वेदो म आवह तामह जात वेदो लक्ष्मीमनुपगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं बिन्देहं गामश्वः पुरुषानहम् अश्पूर्वां रथमध्यं हस्तिनाद प्रबोधनीं श्रियां देवीमुपवे श्रीमां देवीजुस्तां कामसो अस्मितां हिरण्यप्रकरमद्रां ज्वलन्तीं तृप्तां तर्पयन्तीं पद्मेशतां पदमर्णां तामिहोपवे श्रियं चंद्रं प्रभास्यां श्याम ज्वलन्ति श्रियं लोके देवजुष्टां दारां तां पद्मानीं शरणं प्रपद्ये अलक्ष्मीस्तां त्वां विनोमि. जय, भारत माता की जय, वंदे वंदे वंदे, भारत माता की, भारत माता की। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःख भाग् भवेत्। विश्व में शांति हो, विश्व में शांति हो, विश्व में शांति हो।
Book. Now we will release the book. So we'll ask you to release the book. Sadika? Now we have Mummy and Papa's slide. इंद्रेश जी जस्ट वन एक वन जी बोलिए सामने आइए
All those who have a book in their hands, which is covered, Excellencies, kindly stand in the front here. Please, we request your presence in the opening of the book, at the releasing of the book. Just join her. Just stand in a line here, so we'll get another line at the back. Yes, in one line. Yes, we're all together.
You're sitting too much.
Where's your book? Pooja? दो किताबें लेके आओ किसके पास
get you one. Just one moment. एक कप. Oh, Aditi, please come this side. Purnima, please come this side. This is our team which has helped us actually to edit and do things.
Aditi, come on the dice.
Jai ho! We've done it. We finally, Mummy, we did it. Thanks to everybody who's come and now we're going to do the presentation of the book. And now that it's officially released for the public, we hope everybody gets to know everything about the documents and what exactly happened. It's actually a very big scoop. थोड़ा सा बोल दीजिए अब आपने विमोचन किया है किताब का.
The book release ceremony occurred. बलिया क्रांति
हेलो
ब्रिटिश हुकूमत के लिए बगावत थी, हिंदुस्तान के लिए ये रेवोल्यूशन था. इट इज़ नॉट ए विद्रोह, दगा बेईमानी नहीं थी. इट इज़ एन ऑनेस्टी, इट इज़ एन कमिटमेंट, इट इज़ एन करेक्टर. इसलिए बागी बलिया नहीं, क्रांतिकारी बलिया, रेवोल्यूशनरी बलिया. ये जो पुस्तक लिखी गई जो सोल जिसने ये पुस्तक लिखने में काम किया, शीला दरबारी, द डॉटर ऑफ जगदीश्वर निगम, वो नहीं है, इसलिए उनको हम अपनी श्रद्धांजलि भी देते हैं और सदा याद में रहें इस कामना के साथ। और उनकी बेटियां, वो सामने हैं, हम दोनों के दाएं और बाएं। जुड़वा नहीं है पर लगती जुड़वा जैसी ही है, कपल्ड लगती है। तो इन्होंने जो एक ग्रेट वर्क किया, नॉन हिस्ट्री इन राइटिंग लाई, when knowledge came in writing it becomes and a अमर, फिर ये अमर हो जाता है, जिसको मारा नहीं जा सकता। इसलिए हिस्ट्री ये अमृत तत्व के रूप में मानी जाती है, ज्ञान भी अमृत तत्व माना जाता है। इसलिए ये फॉर्म चेंज करता है पर मृत्यु को कभी प्राप्त नहीं होता। तो इस पुस्तक का एक जॉइंटली हम सब ने रिलीज किया है। आई होप सो इवेंट इज सो लकी, नॉट ओनली द भारतीय और इंडियंस दे रिलीज द बुक, but the world saluted the sacrifices. So for that I congratulate and say thanks to all of you. Now we will proceed with the next program. यानी आगे जाएंगे, पर मैं इतना ही कहूँगा कि 1857 to 1947 90 वर्ष का जो आज़ादी का इतिहास है, केवल स्लोगन्स में बोलता हूँ। 1857 में स्लोगन लगा था, हम अपना भारत नहीं देंगे, और उसको सिंबलाइज किया था रानी झांसी ने, मैं अपनी झांसी नहीं दूंगी। फिर नारा लगा 1858 में, फिरंगी मारो देश बचाओ आज़ादी लाओ। तो अंग्रेज जो थे, ब्रिटिशर्स, यहाँ की लोकल भाषा में उनको फिरंगी कहते थे। फिरंगी का अर्थ होता है जो थोड़ा इनह्यूमन इन बिहेवियर्स हो, जो कुटिल लोग हों। तो ये नारा लगा था, फिरंगी मारो देश बचाओ आज़ादी लाओ, यानी शैतान से, कुटिलता से, अत्याचारी से मुक्ति। फिर आगे बढ़े तब फ्रीडम मूवमेंट में 3 मूवमेंट आई। एक सन्यासी मूवमेंट थी, एक मलंग मूवमेंट थी, फकीर मूवमेंट, और एक बनवासी मूवमेंट थी। इनका नारा था, फिरंगी भगाओ। भुरेटिया ये बोलते थे, जो भूरे रंग के हैं, लाल रंग के हैं। तो इसलिए उस समय में एक नारा वंदे मातरम आया सन्यासी मूवमेंट से, और जनजातियों और आदिवासियों का नारा था, भुरेटिया नी मानू रे, नी मानू रे। हम भुरेटियों को नहीं मानते हैं, वो हिंदुस्तान छोड़कर चले जाए। उस पर भी जुल्म हुए। फिर हमारा फ्रीडम मूवमेंट आगे बढ़ा, और इसी फ्रीडम मूवमेंट में फिर एक नया नारा आया, स्वदेशी अपनाएंगे विदेशी को मार भगाएंगे। नो place for the foreigners, not all foreigners but the aggressors, bar the invaders. जो invaders foreigners हैं, there is no place in this nation. Either they live with peace, either they should leave the country. तो स्वदेशी अपनाएंगे विदेशी को भगाएंगे। फिर हमारा फ्रीडम मूवमेंट आगे बढ़ा, तो फिर एक नया नारा और लगा। उस नारे का नाम था, स्वतंत्रता हमारा जन्म सिद्ध अधिकार है, हम इसको लेकर रहेंगे। फ्रीडम इज आवर बेसिक ह्यूमन राइट, इट इज आवर बेसिक कैरेक्टर। मैन शुड फील फ्री, ही शुड नॉट बी स्लेव, ही शुड नॉट बी टॉर्चर्ड। तो इसलिए हमारा नारा था, स्वतंत्रता हमारा जन्म सिद्ध अधिकार है, हम इसको लेकर रहेंगे। फिर फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल आगे बढ़ा, जान हथेली पर रखकर फांसी चढ़ना, या फांसी चढ़ाए जा रहे हैं तो उसका नारा था इनकलाब जिंदाबाद। यानी वी विल गो टू द एक्सटेंट कि मौत भी हमें पराजित नहीं कर सकती, हम मौत से लड़ेंगे और अपनी आज़ादी लेकर रहेंगे। तो इनकलाब जिंदाबाद। फिर उससे आगे बढ़े तो फिर नारा आया क्विट इंडिया, अंग्रेजों भारत छोड़ो। फिर लास्ट स्लोगन था तुम मुझे खून दो मैं तुम्हें आज़ादी दूंगा, जय हिंद। अंग्रेज बांट कर चला गया, फिर ये हिंदुस्तान आगे ना टूटे, पटेल आए और उन्होंने एक हिंद बनाया। तो ये हमारी 90 साल की नारों के साथ फ्रीडम मूवमेंट की हिस्ट्री है। उसी में बलिया आता है। जब मेन आएंगे बोलने वाले तो बलिया की स्ट्रगल को बताएंगे। अप्रोक्सीमेटली इन दिस 90 years from 1857 to 1947 we laid 327,000 people, those who have been killed by the Britishers. We sacrificed 327,000 people of the nation, those who laid down their lives in the love of motherland, in the love of independence, in the love of respect. स्वाभिमान के लिए, सम्मान के लिए, स्वतंत्रता के लिए, भारत माता के लिए। और इसका एक ही लाइन कहकर इस समय बुक रिलीज सेरेमनी को कंप्लीट करूंगा। वो ये था, हिंदुस्तान में ये धारणा है देश के लिए मरना इट लीड्स टू हेवन, इट लीड्स टू जन्नत, इट लीड्स टू स्वर्ग। जो देश के लिए मरता है, ईश्वर, परमात्मा, गॉड, अल्लाह, खुदा, वाहेगुरु, उसको सीधा अपने पास ले लेते हैं, वो स्वर्ग में जाता है। तो दिस ग्रेट sacrificing spirit from Gita, those who dies for the nation or those who dies for the character, they always lead to heaven. उन सबको हेवन में जगह देते हैं ईश्वर। इसलिए हमने इन सब अत्याचारों के विरुद्ध अपना ये स्वतंत्रता संग्राम लड़ा। तो इसलिए चित्तू पांडे, उस समय के कमिश्नर जगदीश्वर निगम, who revolted against the British rule, जब अपॉइंटेड ब्रिटिश तो उन्होंने वो स्वाभिमान, लव फॉर द नेशन, लिव फॉर द नेशन, डाई फॉर द नेशन एंड डू फॉर द नेशन, यह जो स्पिरिट थी, उस स्पिरिट की यह पुस्तक जीती जागती कहानी है। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ आई से नमस्ते टू ऑल ऑफ यू with all folded hand.
We now would request our Member of Parliament just a few words.
हमारे मार्गदर्शक माननीय इंद्रेश जी, उपस्थित सभी देवियों सज्जनों, मुझे गर्व है कि आज जिस ऐतिहासिक पुस्तक का विमोचन हो रहा है वो कभी डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट बलिया के होते थे, जगदीश्वर निगम जी, उनके संबंध में। इसके पहले माननीय इंद्रेश जी ने बहुत विस्तार से आज़ादी के, भारत की आज़ादी की लड़ाई के संदर्भ में आप लोगों से निवेदन किया। आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव पूरे देश में, पूरे भारत के लोग दुनिया में मना रहे हैं। 75 साल हो गए देश को आज़ाद हुए। मुझे गर्व इस बात का है कि मैं उसी बलिया से सांसद हूँ। उसके पहले मैं भदोही से सांसद होता था। भाई इंद्रेश जी मुझे वहाँ आदेश किए थे। मैं 1991 से अयोध्या आंदोलन के समय मैं कार्यकर्ता था, इनके मार्गदर्शन में कार्य करता था। तब से मैं भदोही में सांसद था। वो भी ऐतिहासिक जगह है। 22 लोगों ने देश की आज़ादी के लड़ाई के लिए 1857 में कच्ची फांसी पर झूल गए थे भदोही में। और बलिया भी ऐतिहासिक जगह है। देश 1947 में आज़ाद हो गया, लेकिन बलिया 1942 में ही आज़ाद हो गया था। उस समय निगम साहब वहाँ के डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट होते थे। खुशी इस बात का है कि जिस जिला के 1942 के आज़ादी के समय जिला अधिकारी, आज कहते हैं डीएम होते थे, उसी का वर्तमान में आज़ाद होने के बाद 75वीं वर्षगांठ की आज़ादी हम लोग मना रहे हैं। तो इस कार्यक्रम में उपस्थित है अदिति सिंह, वही बलिया होती, थोड़ा खड़ा तो हो जाओ, वहाँ के डीएम होती थी अभी 2 महीने पहले तक। ये भी ऐतिहासिक क्षणों में अपने को बना रही है, तो इसको भी धन्यवाद देता हूँ। निगम साहब उस कुर्सी अभी 2 महीने पहले जब आज़ादी का तो मना जाती जिलाधिकारी होती थी। ये भी एक ऐतिहासिक क्षण है। मैं निवेदन करूंगा कि अभी माननीय इंद्रेश जी कह रहे थे कि आज़ादी के लड़ाई के दिनों में नारा लगता था, स्वदेशी अपनाओ विदेशी भगाओ। मैं प्रार्थना करूंगा, ये कोको कोला बोतल है, इसे हटा दिया जाता तो बड़ी कृपा होती। आज़ादी के 75वीं वर्षगांठ पर हम लोग कम से कम ये तो संकल्प कर ले कि कोको कोला का हम लोग बहिष्कार करेंगे। ये सब लोग सहमत है इस बात से ना? सब लोग हाथ तो उठा दो पहले तो, इस आज़ादी के लड़ाई में सब लोग सहमत हैं। अदिति तुम सहमत हो ना?
We can have coconut milk, coconut water and badam milk.
दूसरी मैं अपनी बात कह के पूरा करूंगा। जिस बलिया से मैं हूँ, 1857 के आंदोलन का नेतृत्व किए थे। 1942 के आंदोलन का नेतृत्व किए थे जयप्रकाश नारायण। मैं उसी गांव का रहने वाला। मैं उनके राष्ट्रीय स्मारक का, उसका जो ट्रस्ट है उसका चेयरमैन भी हूँ। और आप लोगों से निवेदन करूंगा, 11 अक्टूबर को जन्म जयंती उनकी होती है, हम बड़ा धूमधाम से मनाते हैं। आप लोग भी चलेंगे तो बड़ी कृपा होगी। जरूर आमंत्रित करेंगे। बलिया ऐसी भूमि है कि तमाम प्रकृति के कठिनाइयों को सहते हुए राष्ट्र के लिए समर्पित होती है। मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा निगम साहब के परिवार के लोगों को कि आप लोग भी निगम साहब जैसे भारत भूमि के पुत्र होते हुए, भूमिपुत्र होते हुए, उन्होंने ब्रिटिश शासन को बता दिया था कि मैं तुम्हारा डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट हूँ तुम्हारे शासन का, लेकिन पहला कर्तव्य में है कि भारत पुत्र हूँ मैं। और उन्होंने उस समय बता दिया था आप लोग भी पुत्री धर्म का निर्वाह कर रहे हैं इस पुस्तक की रचना करके। उन्होंने पुत्र धर्म का निर्वाह किया था, भारत भूमि के पुत्र धर्म का निर्वाह किया था कि देश की आज़ादी के लड़ाई में एक एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर होते हुए भूमिका का निर्वाह किया था। आप लोग उनके इतिहास को संजो कर देश को 75वीं आज़ादी के वर्षगांठ पर बताकर पुत्री धर्म का निर्वाह कर रहे हैं। और मैं निवेदन करूंगा सब लोगों से कि देश की आज़ादी की लड़ाई में बलिया की क्या भूमिका रही है, इस बात को इससे विस्तार से आपको जरूर मिलेगा। और मैं एक निवेदन करता हूँ, अपनी बात पूरी करूँगा, कि इस पुस्तक का हिंदी एडिशन भी जरूर बन जाए, जिससे देश के लोगों को और भी पढ़ने की और जानने की सुविधाएं प्राप्त हो। यहाँ बैठे हुए बहुत सारे लोग हिंदी के विद्वान हैं और ये कर सकते हैं। आप लोग स्वदेशी, स्वावलंबन और भारत भूमि के स्वाभिमानी समाज का इस आज़ादी के अमृत महोत्सव पर उनका स्वागत करेंगे। देश के प्रधानमंत्री ने अपने उद्बोधन में देश के आज़ादी के अमृत महोत्सव मनाने का जो फैसला किया है, देश के नागरिकों से निवेदन किया है कि हर घर पर तिरंगा रहे। तिरंगा झंडा हमारे लिए स्वाभिमान है और वही तिरंगा झंडा भारत की सनातन परंपरा को, भारत के सनातन सभ्यता को, सनातन संस्कृति को सुरक्षित रखता है। मैं अपना निवेदन समाप्त करता हूं।
By clapping, we will welcome the power transferred by the Jagdishwar Nigam to the great soul Chittu Pandey, the independent Ballia के first ruler बने for some days. His grandson Janendra Pandey is there. Where is Janendra Pandey? Come
Janendra
forward.
Pandey, please come forward. He is the grandson of Chittu Pandey. I must say that we have met today, and his grandfather and my grandfather, both of them were instrumental in raising the flag of India on 19th August, 1942. Pandeyji,
So,
please come and sit here, please.
one more chair.
Yeah, बैठिए.
The date was of that freedom is 19 and 20, in between August 1942, that Ballia got independent, declared independent. And 3 and 4 September 1942, again Ballia recaptured by the British Army. So in that period, there was a great, cruel bloodshed by the British Army. People hanged, people shooted, people crushed. So it was a cruel face of humanity and the ruler. So our great political leader, member parliament, he told that thing, in which he also done a one job. विदेशी भगाओ स्वदेशी लाओ, तो इसलिए उन्होंने he given a message, please remove this coke, it is also a foreigner. So the coke has moved from the, now it will be placed by the coconut water. It will be replaced by the coconut water. It doesn't mean there should not be a business on the international level. Exchange of goods, it is an human character, or it should be. But the exchange of things, it should not be changed into the crushing, into the slavery. As today the world is seeing, that China is threatening everybody. We are not disrespecting China, but question is also there. Why China is capturing Xinjiang? Why is ruling Tibet? Why China is ruling the parts of Mongolia and Kamchuria? Why he is anti to the freedom of Taiwan, independence of the Taiwan? Why he is anti to the Hong Kong freedom? Why he is anti to the sea route, business sea route, trade sea route, and calling it Dakshini China? Why China is shaking Sri Lanka and destroyed the Sri Lanka character? That's freedom, independence, their economy, it has been shaken. So what we should think of that, not as a critic, not as a hatredness, as a humanity, world brotherhoodness, independence for every country, every society, every civilization is the basic human character, basic human right. If anybody crush that, if we remain silent, it means we are also with the crime, with the invaders. So it should not be. Parantu in a civilized manner, resistance to the anti-human, anti-secular, anti-democrat and anti-independence, it should be. The China created one virus, COVID-19, then Corona. Approximately 80 lakh people of the world, he eat it, died. Every country of the world which lost so many people, either in hundreds or thousands or in lakhs, is it should be a character of the world? Any country from his science and knowledge creates a virus or which killed humanity and which eat human beings, that it should be rethought. The celebrating of independence of the Bharat, it is the biggest message for the humanity, for the world. Aggressors, invaders, killers, they should be respected or they should be taught a lesson. So, Bharat fought. First aggressor on the Bharat war, approximately 3,000 years before, Unani, Roman, Greek. After 2,000 years before, again there is a group of invaders, aggressor, Shak, Hun, etc. Again, 1,500 years before, there is one group of aggressor, invaders towards Bharat, the British, French, Portuguese, etc. Then, approximately 1,000 years, again a new aggressors came, Mongolian, Mughal, Turk, Tartar, etc. We fought against all of them to save the humanity. Or for that we paid too much. The world knows. And world should respect all that. So I appeal to the world gentry, not for criticism, not for hatredness, but for the protection of values of the humanity. We should think that and we should comment that. We can appeal to the people. We don't want war, we want peace. We don't want hatredness, we want love. We don't want destruction, we want development. We don't want pollution, we want environment. So cooperation at the world level and cooperation at the local level. World and our nation. It is multi-caste and sub-caste. It is multi-religious and sub-religions. The world is of multi-language and dialects. World is of and Bharat is of multi-civilization and multi-cultures, multi-dress code, multi-atmospheric conditions, multi-behaviors. The multiplicity don't say that we should quarrel. Multiplicity says honor all the multiplicities, all the varieties. These are not the conflicts. These are the fragrance, beauty, and light of the world.
Indreshi, that is so beautifully
So,
put.
by that, I conclude the speech period. If any was left, they can speak to that. Because there is a basic need. The PPT on this book, which will tell the story. So ultimately the message of the celebration, not riots, not crimes, not death, not war, peace, love, development and progress, healthy and happy society from person to the world. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you, Indreshi. It's been so wonderful that you've spoken so beautifully about world peace. And now as we move on to the PPT, Sagarika, yeah, you please start. May I request you all to please, Chitrupan, yeah. First of all, we would like to thank our parents who have guided us and our grandfather. With us here, we also have a part of the Nigam family. They all come together on stage at the end of the program. And before that, this is my mother, Sheila Darbari, who most of you are familiar with. And without her, this book would not have been conceptualized. In fact, it had been lost in history. And it was the people of Ballia, Virendra Singh ji. It was the people of Ballia who actually rang us up and asked us that, is your mother the daughter of Mr. Jagdishwar Nigam? And that's how it all started. Indresh ji, you know, when you met Mummy, it was a time when she was writing the book. And she had looked at you and said, Janice, he is a social worker, a man with the grassroots. I see Nanaji's spirit. So Indresh, you have my grandfather's spirit in you. And as this book was put together, our father, he was also a part of the freedom movement. In fact, he was on the famous day of August 8th. He was in Mumbai. He was with the famous singers, Mukesh.
Yeah.
And they used to all practice the songs together. And when they were practicing songs, Azadi ki sab songs were there. And which one is it that you want to sing?
No, we just wanted to pay a little bit tribute. Siddharth, can we have you on stage? Because a lot of people died for this freedom struggle. And there's two lines which I would like just to sing, just to give them a tribute. Also, along with Jagdishwar Nigam and my father, who had lathi charges on his back, he says. But it was not too bad, he kept saying. Can we start with this, "Eh Mere Watan Ke Logo"? I would love you all to sing with us so that we can at least say thank you to all of those in our own way. Hey mere watan ke logo. Can you sing?
भर लो पानी जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी मेरे वतन के लोगों जरा आँख में भर लो पानी जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी.
Thank you. Now we would like to proceed further. Can we, Sadhika, can we have Amitabh Bachchan? Can we have? Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. We have a very special guest which we have on the screen, and I'm sure it's going to take you with surprise. Have a look at it.
You know, as we were writing this book, I had a number of visitors, and one of them, she was from Ireland. And in fact, Dolly Saran, are you here? Where are you? Yeah, please come forward. It was the artificial intelligence which has helped us to connect with our grandfather. So our very, very special guest, can we have our grandfather speak to us?
Yes.
God bless you, Dolly Sharan, founder AI Alchemy, and Nikita Venkatesh, co-founder and CTO AI Alchemy, to help me interact with the audience here in the year 2022. I am happy to see all my children gathering here on the occasion of the book launch. My daughter Sheila Darbari has brought you the untold story, The Administrator. I could see the excitement in my granddaughters Janice Darbari and Raj Darbari faces. Now the stage is all yours. Let me relax with a cup of tea and watch the event. God bless all my children. Jai Hind. Vande Mataram.
This is how the world is connecting. We can connect with the souls and the super souls. In fact, when I look at this, I have never met my grandfather. So for me, it was like, Nanu, wherever you are, I salute you.
I guess I was the only lucky one where my hands were held by him, because she wasn't born then.
She was born in New Delhi and I was born in America. So it so happened that she had the luck of my grandfather's blessing, but I carried the spirit with me because my mother, she has always taught us the values of life. Now, let us have a very, very thrilling personality. Here we have Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. When I sent him the book, I must say, he knew, his father knew my grandfather. So we were reconnecting, and it is a very beautiful message he has sent, and I would like you all to read it. He says, recognizing that nationalism does not mean discrimination against people of a different nationality, but simply not allowing such people to seize our political power. It is important, for only when we are in control politically do we have a nation. My sincere congratulations at the release of your book, The Administrator. Thank you for inviting me for the release on the 7th, but due to his prior commitment, all of you are watching Kaun Banega Crorepati. He's busy with those serials. So he said, Janice, go ahead. Your grandfather, the revered Shri Jagdishwar Nigam, played a pivotal role in the Quit India movement, which was an important milestone in the India freedom struggle. Your elucidation of the real story of the August Kranti Divas is very enlightening and inspirational.
Politics and having the opportunity to serve others or have their voices heard is something today's youth should not want to miss. This book will make it more relevant to them and encourage them to be deeply invested in their culture and the creation for a better India, new, innovative, and progressive. My best wishes for the success of this publication.
As you all are aware, during the freedom struggle, we had great poets, and it was their poetry which gave a lot of courage to a lot of people. It touched their soul. In fact, my grandmother, Saraswati Nigam, she grew up with the famous writer, Subhadra Kumari Chauhan. And since there were stories of Rani of Jhansi, and my Nana, he was born in Buldelkhand, a small little town called Moranipur. And there, the whole spirit of Rani of Jhansi was full swing on. So you can imagine, when he was 7 years old, he decided, when his father, an ordinary person, a reader in the court, used to take him there and say, my dear son, this is what happens. And he used to look at the judge and say, Papa, one day I'll be sitting there. And that's exactly what he did.
And then his father
asked him, how will you do
it?
And he said, मैं इतना पढ़ूंगा कि सबको पिछाड़ दूंगा. That is the spirit of freedom of a young boy at the age of 7.
That means I will study so hard that I will leave everybody else behind, and I will bring the justice to my country. Now, when a 7-year-old child speaks that, that's when the beginning of a national spirit gets born in the child.
And as we actually moved on, we had Farah Khan. And she said, Janice, we were just talking, and she said, send me a copy of the book. Then she read it, and she said, Farah Khan, incidentally, happens to be a very famous filmmaker, a producer in Bollywood, and she choreographs a lot of dances. So she said, you know what? This movie is a thriller. This book is a thriller. It's a historical thriller. The drama in the book, which you have brought forward through the concept of what? Guess what? Something I'm going to show you. And that, we'll talk about a bit later. There has to be the mystery, which is going to unfold. And then as we move along from Bollywood, there is a very special friend sitting in the audience. Let's have the next slide. You know, when Farah Khan read the book, she said, I can't believe it, this happened in 1942. And she wants to come. This is a friend from Nagaland. He's 103 years old. And when he read the book, he sent us a message. You can see the book is already making graves. Please put it on.
Today, at
this book releasing ceremony, I and my father salute outstanding contribution of Mr. Jagdishwar Nigam for our country. I invited the author of the book to visit my village where Netaji and INA Memorial is going to be built. Jai Hind.
Incidentally, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose also gave the exam for the ICS. So my grandfather knew him also. And the story is long, but the book will disclose. And of course, Excellency, the Ambassador of Bosnia and Herzegovina, may I just request you for a few seconds this side? Please come here.
एक को छोड़ के सारे remove कर दीजिए. Your Excellency
is very special to us. As Mummy passed away as duration before the book could get published, he went with us to Haridwar.
Yes. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Yeah. So, from that, even from before, I felt that.
Mic closer. Mic should be closer.
That Sheila Darbari and her daughters are so close to Bosnia and to this part of the world since they lived for some period of time there, and
Yugoslavia.
They still love this region, I can tell, and its people here. So I felt obliged to return their love to us. So they were always, and they still can count on me and our friends from the region. You know.
Our bonding with Yugoslavia goes way back when my father was posted in Belgrade as a trade representative from the government of India to solve a lot of problems which were there between India and Yugoslavia for 6 years. And since then, we have traveled the terrain and we have made a lot of friends. And believe me, you must visit Bosnia, Herzegovina, Slovenia, Macedonia. What else have I left out? Albania. And Serbia, because all of it is so beautiful. And let me tell you one secret. They have very good cheese. It's called Seer. You must try that with Kaimak.
Now you know the world is very, very small. It's very similar, right?
Yes, and let me just continue where you stopped telling the audience about the child. When your grandfather was a child and when he decided to spend the rest of his life struggling for justice and freedom. So his daughter was first real Indian that I met, and she was always smiling. She was a smiling side of India. So everything has two sides. What would be the other side of India? It is also smiling. This gentleman, Nigam, he is smiling on this photo, and this photo is taken by his daughter, Sheila Darbari. And and she was 14 years old at that time, as I remember.
Absolutely right, absolutely right.
So her father, when he was young, decided to struggle for justice, for freedom, and his daughter was obliged to continue that path. And these two ladies are doing the same. So I'm so glad to be here today and to have this book launched, since the father and the mother and grandfather of Janice and Raj were so young when they were so aware that freedom and justice are something that will they follow and struggle for the rest of their lives.
Thank you very much, Excellency. I think you have connected with all of us. In fact, all of us sitting out here, you have connected with such strong words of freedom and justice. In fact, we all look forward to strengthening democratic values in the world.
And just to add that I was amazed, maybe I was one of the first readers of this book.
Yes.
When it was almost completed. So I was really amazed. I am still influenced by the way how your grandfather was following this oath that he took that early, you know, and the studying and trying to be better than others and to sit in this chair, in this court, what he finally did, and to struggling to achieve his goal without violence. And he did it, you know. And the first Indian flag that waved in Ballia, he did it